So what if getting rich wasn't really about luck, or some crazy talent you have to be born with, or a trust fund? What if it was just a set of rules, a framework that anyone could follow? Well, today, we're going to break down Dan Martell's exact framework for building serious wealth step by step. Okay, let's just dive right into it. And look, this isn't some pie-in-the-sky theory. Dan Martell actually lived this. I mean, this quote says it all, right? Broke at 24 to a millionaire in just 3 years, and now he's worth over $100 million. It just shows you the kind of transformation that's possible when you understand the rules of the game. And that's really what this is all about. We're giving you the playbook, the 7 specific, actionable rules that create a roadmap from wherever you are right now to what he calls true financial freedom. So it all has to start here. Section 1 is all about rule number 1, define your freedom. You know, before you can even think about building wealth, you have to know what you're actually aiming for. You need to know your number. Because wealth, real wealth, isn't just about money, it's about freedom. So how do you turn that vague idea of freedom into something concrete? You use this, the 4% rule. It's a really simple principle that basically turns freedom into a math problem. The idea is you can safely pull out 4% of your invested money every single year and, in theory, never run out. It gives you a real number to shoot for. Let's make this super clear. Let's say you want to live on $100,000 a year without working. Well, you just take that number and you divide it by 0.04. Boom, your freedom number is $2.5 million. All of a sudden, the goal isn't just get rich. The goal is a specific target you can actually work towards. Okay, so you have your number. Now for the big question, how in the world do you generate the cash to get there? Well, that's what Section 2 is all about. This is the active part of the equation, covering the next 2 rules, developing skills and, more importantly, taking ownership. And yeah, this is the question on everyone's mind, right? That $2.5 million number can feel like it's on a different planet. How do you actually make the kind of money you need to hit a target that big? The answer is rule number 2. You have to master a high-income skill. Now, this isn't about just getting a slightly better job. This is about becoming so good at something the world really values that people are willing to pay you a whole lot for it. And he breaks this down into something really easy to remember, the 4 M's. You can either make things people want, like videos or software. You can market, which is all about getting attention. You can monetize, which is basically sales. Or you can manage people and projects. You don't need all 4, just pick one and go deep.
But here's the catch. Even a high-income skill by itself is not enough. This quote is the perfect pivot to our next rule. Earning a big paycheck is great. It'll feed you, for sure, but it will never make you free. Why? Because you're still just trading your time for money.
And that brings us to the real game changer. Rule number 3, you have to own the machine. See, true wealth, the kind that creates freedom, it comes from owning assets, a business, investments, things that make money for you whether you show up or not. The machine has to run without you. That's the goal. So how do you actually do that? It's not a giant leap, it's a 3-phase process. First, use that high-income skill to stack up cash. Then, you reinvest some of that cash back into yourself, your skills, to become even more valuable. And finally, you take the profits and you invest them into assets, things that work for you. All right, so you're earning, you're building cash, you're starting to own assets. Now it's time to pour gasoline on the fire. Section 3 is where we hit the accelerator and multiply our efforts. This is where it gets really, really exciting. And that leads us to rule number 4. Use leverage, not labor. Hard work is great, it's essential, but there's a ceiling to how much you can do. Leverage is how you absolutely smash through that ceiling to get massive results from a small amount of effort. Think about it like this. Labor is just addition. You put in 1 hour of work, you get 1 unit of result. But leverage, that's multiplication. You put in 1 hour building a system, and that system can create thousands of units of results long after you've stopped working. It works without you. So what does leverage even look like today? Well, it's these 4 things. It's code, software, and AI that automates work. It's content, like a video that can be seen millions of times. It's capital, just using money to make more money. And it's collaboration, working with other people to achieve something bigger than you could alone. But here's the huge problem, right? You can build the most amazing leverage system in the world, the best software, the best content, But if nobody knows it exists, it's completely worthless. Which leads us straight to the next rule.
And this might be the most underrated rule of all. Rule number 5, you have to master distribution. You have to build an engine, a system that gets your product or your skill in front of people. You simply cannot be the world's best kept secret.
And he lays out a really clear 4-step playbook for this. First, pick one channel. Just one. Don't get overwhelmed. Go all in. Second, post every single day. Consistency is everything. Third, and this is huge, build your own list. Get people onto an email or text list you actually control. And finally, weave your offers into your content so it feels helpful, not like a sales pitch. Okay, so we've got the tactics, the what and the how. But honestly, none of that matters if you don't get the mindset right. This last section, it might just be the most important one. It's all about the discipline and the purpose that holds this entire thing together. And this next rule, rule number 6, is where so many people crash and burn. It's simple. Don't finance your flex. As your income starts to grow, it is so tempting to immediately upgrade your lifestyle using debt. This is a trap, a hole you might never climb out of. Now, this doesn't mean all debt is evil. You've got to know the difference. Good debt is a form of leverage. It's money you borrow to buy assets that will make you even more money. Bad debt, that just buys liabilities, things that cost you money to impress people. It's simple. Rich people use debt to buy assets. Broke people use it to buy applause. And this all ties together in the final rule, number 7, which is really the philosophy behind this whole thing. You have to remember that money is just a tool. It is not the goal. If you forget this, you'll chase it forever and you'll never actually feel rich.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? The point isn't to just pile up money in a bank account. The point is to use that money as a tool, to buy back your time, to get total control of your calendar. That is freedom.
And ultimately, this is the heart of it all. The journey of building wealth, of mastering these skills and disciplines, it forces you to grow into a different person. The money is just the lagging indicator. The real prize is the capable, creative, and resilient person you become along the way. So the question isn't just, how do you get rich? But really, who do you want to become?